Alrighty, so this was a relatively quick one, and I have mixed feelings about how it turned out, but I'm going to talk you through them. So this one was Patroclus, as you can see by the title, and I wanted this one to be quite somber and sad, because, spoiler alert for the Iliad, but Patroclus dies. And that's quite a pivotal plot moment in the story. And Patroclus is the close friend, possibly lover, probably lover of Achilles, and his death basically turns the tide of the Trojan War and gets Achilles out of a strop and back onto the battlefield. It's a long story. It's called the Iliad. But yeah, if you want to go and look that up, it's one of the greatest stories ever told, kind of thing. But yeah, so I at this point I was running out of black ink, which is why it hasn't got a black background. And I think this may have somewhat undermined the tone that this piece was meant to have. It kind of looks like he's on a lilo in a pool or at the beach or something. So yeah, I know it kind of looks like water, which is nice, but didn't really quite go with the tone of the whole thing. But as I said before, we live as we learn. But yeah, so this one I wanted to try again with darker skin tones, and I think this time it may have actually succeeded, and I was brave enough to use some of the darker browns, and I forget that with these Copics you can blend them, so you can kind of lighten them if you need to. If you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. It's not like you're working with, say, the black ink, where when you put it down, that's it. But anyway, I'm learning, and yeah, I think this looked quite good with the gold around the outside, and with his hair white. I kept it white to keep a sort of a contrast there, so that you could see, have him show up quite well against the blue. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with how the water turned out, even though it wasn't meant to be water. It sort of accidentally ended up with all these different tones in there. It's quite hard to just do a straight wash of these colours, but then I went back over it a few times. But yeah, I think it came out okay. So after finishing that one, I decided that I actually wasn't super happy with how it turned out. I think because it's so simple compared to many of my other ones, and it doesn't scream this is a piece of Holly Dunn Designs work kind of thing. So I wanted to give it another crack, and I really did want to have Achilles and Patroclus in the same drawing. It just didn't seem right to have Patroclus and not Achilles. So, and especially as Achilles is not on the list anywhere else, which I know is quite a big oversight, or he's a major character in Greek mythology, put it that way. So I decided to do the two of them here together, and I'm not particularly pleased with how this one turned out either, mostly because it just looks really cliched. Yeah, they're just kind of staring off into space, and it's all very sweet, but I don't feel like it's a little too sickly sweet. So let's go with the tragedy instead, and have Patroclus's dead body instead. What am I thinking? I don't know. But anyway, this was a different approach to Patroclus here on the left, because I did his hair differently. Not super sure if that this was the best approach for his hair in this, but if I had all the time in the world, I could go back and try it again and again and again, but I don't. As it is, going back and redoing this and redoing the one from the day before has kind of put me behind. So, oh well. So I went back and did this kind of galaxy effect again, which I'm really liking. I think it turned out really well in the Ganymede piece and in Arachne. And for this one, I went in and sort of smudged it a bit more, made it more galaxy-like, maybe, I suppose. And yeah, so here I'm doing Patroclus's hair, and I decided to do it more like a sort of pattern with lots of swirls to show that it's curly hair. So I don't know. I'm not sure how well that turned out, because using the silver, of course, then if you sort of squint your eyes, it makes the hair look grey. So maybe that wasn't the best choice, because Patroclus is a young man. But you know, I'm learning here, as I've said, I think in every single one of these these episodes, if you like. And I think I made Achilles' hair and head a little bit too big. I was not working straight from reference here, which was maybe not wise. And I wanted to get kind of the musculature of their backs. That's really hard to do without reference unless you know what you're doing, which I kind of don't. That's something I definitely want to look into more, is learning more about anatomy and how muscles work. But as is, I have to kind of make it up as I go along. But there we go. I hope you enjoyed this little video of another 2 pieces. I don't think this is going to happen again tomorrow. I think we should be okay. But do let me know down in the comments which one you prefer. And I will see you tomorrow for Daphne, which is day 27. Very exciting. I will see you then. Bye.